Hello and welcome to Teasses. For those of you who are keeping up to date on what's going on in the garden, you'll recognise me from our weekly video blog. That's a garden diary entry that we release once a week, usually on a Wednesday. You'll remember from the last blog that we started off at a pretty generous club of wild garlic. And I mentioned then that we'd be putting together a short video on how to make one of my favourite things for this time of year, which is a wild garlic pesto. So here are our ingredients. Of course, wild garlic, that's distinctive. You see lots of broad leaf plants coming through the ground at this time of the year, but wild garlic's completely distinguishable because it has a strong garlicky scent. If you're not sure, really don't pick it, ask an expert. You don't want to make yourself sick. So you get some wild garlic, pine nuts, a hard cheese, in this case we're using Parmesan, a lemon, some salt for flavour, and of course good quality olive oil. So this recipe, really simple, we only have these few ingredients. And don't forget, if you don't have access to wild garlic, you can use basil or any other herb that you're growing in your garden. First things first then is to get a pan really nice and hot, and we're going to toast these pine nuts. So it's important to toast the pine nuts. It releases oil from the nut and it also enhances the flavour. So it takes a couple of minutes just to get them toasted. When they start to brown, that's them done. And don't forget, if you've got a good pan, it will remain hot for as soon as you take it off the hob. So include that in the toasting time because they do toast quite quickly in a hot pan. What we're going to do now is, while they're toasting, we're going to add all of our ingredients to a food processor. So we're going to roughly rip up this wonderful wild garlic and place that in the blender. Of course, I've washed this and dried it a little bit. When you're picking any wild plant from the outside, you don't really know what's on it, so give it a good wash, give it a good dry, and don't pick anything from the roadside. Try to go a little bit further into the wood or a little bit off the beaten track. You're less chance of picking up pollutants. So our wild garlic is in there. We're now going to add all of our toasted nuts. There's about 200 grams of these toasted nuts. Okay, we're going to add the juice of a lemon. This is quite a large lemon, so I'm just going to use half. You can always change it as you're going. And then we're going to put in our Parmesan or our hard cheese. Okay, so all of our ingredients are now in the food processor, minus the oil. What we're going to do is just get it mixed a little bit. There'll be enough moisture in the leaf to get it mixed. Sorry about the sound here. We just want to now start drizzling in our oil. We just keep adding slowly until you're happy with the consistency. If you want a really fine, smooth pesto, then you just keep blending it. If you want something that's a bit chunkier, try not to blend it quite so much. If you can't get your hands on pine nuts, and they are kind of tricky to find, and they can be quite expensive, you can also use cashew nuts. Cashew nuts work exactly the same way. They have the same consistency, they have the same sort of oil in the nut. So try it with cashew nut. And if you want to be really adventurous, you can also try it with nettles. Now's a great time to get out and pick some fresh young nettles. Just be careful that you use gloves when you're picking the nettles. And I tend to just blanch them very quickly in some boiling water to get rid of the acidity in the leaf. Again, excuse me for the noise. Alright, now that that's mixed, what you can also do, if you're finding it a little bit thick for your food processor, just add in a little bit of water, a little bit of time, don't overdo it or it gets very sloppy. We've blended it up, we've added in our salt to flavour it, and a little bit of pepper, and if you choose, another squeeze of lemon juice. And then that's it. So I'll just show you this beautiful colour. Now I like to make this quite smooth, and I'll use it to dress pasta, or I'll mix it with a little bit, maybe a spoon or so, with some oil to make a salad dressing. And it's also really nice mixed over some roasted vegetables. But really you can do just about anything with it. In the fridge it'll last for a month, but you can freeze it and it'll last for up to 3 months. The lemon juice in this mixture also helps to retain its wonderful colour. I mean, look at that. So vibrant. So once you've got the consistency that you like, it's time to jar. Now, I'm just using these preserving jars. They've been sterilised and they're ideal. If you find that your mixture is a little bit too runny, you can always add some more nuts. That's maybe when you could include some cashew nuts. But there you have it, some quick wild garlic pesto. So there you have it, quick and easy wild garlic pesto, which is so versatile you can use it in a number of different ways. If you're interested in what we're doing here at Teasses, please like and follow our Facebook page, catch up with our website, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You'll see that we'll have weekly updates from the garden and from around the estate. There are a couple more recipes on our website too. Keep safe and keep gardening.